For centuries, the secrets of the Mayan civilization have been locked away in intricate hieroglyphs, a puzzle that has stumped even the brightest minds. Imagine entire books filled with knowledge, stories, and prophecies, but we could only guess at their meaning. These aren't just any books, they're codices, screen-folded manuscripts made from tree bark, and only 4 are known to have survived the ravages of time and conquest: the Dresden Codex, the Madrid Codex, the Paris Codex, and the Grolier Codex. Each one is a treasure chest of astronomical data, religious rituals, and daily life, but with a lock we couldn't pick, until now. What if I told you that the key to unlocking these ancient mysteries wasn't found in a dusty archive or a remote archaeological dig, but inside the circuits of an artificial intelligence? This is a story that bridges the ancient world with our most advanced technology. For decades, epigraphers, the experts who study ancient inscriptions, have painstakingly worked to decipher the Mayan script. They've made incredible progress, decoding about 60 to 70% of the known glyphs. It's been a monumental human effort, combining linguistics, art history, and sheer detective work. They figured out that the Mayan system is logosyllabic, meaning some glyphs represent whole words while others represent syllables. Think of it like a complex crossword puzzle mixed with a game of charades, all carved in stone or painted on bark nearly 2,000 years ago. But that remaining 30 to 40%, that's the tough part. These are rare glyphs, regional variations, or symbols whose meanings are so context-specific they've remained elusive. This is where our story takes a futuristic turn. A team of researchers from various universities had a groundbreaking idea. What if we could teach an AI to read Mayan? It sounds like science fiction, right? But think about it. AI, specifically machine learning, is incredibly good at recognizing patterns. We use it every day to translate languages like Spanish or Japanese, or even to identify faces in our photos. The challenge here was a bit bigger. We don't have a Google Translate for ancient Mayan. The dataset is limited, and the script is far more complex than modern alphabets. So, how did they do it? The team began by feeding a neural network thousands of known Mayan glyphs and their corresponding translations. They essentially created a digital flashcard system for the AI, showing it a picture of a glyph and telling it, "This means king," or "This sound is ka." The AI started to learn the visual characteristics of each symbol: the lines, the dots, the head variants that look like faces. It learned to distinguish between the glyph for jaguar and the one for star, even when they were drawn by different scribes centuries apart. This initial training was crucial. The AI had to become as knowledgeable as a human expert, but with the ability to process information at lightning speed. But just recognizing individual glyphs isn't enough to read a language. You need to understand grammar, syntax, and how words fit together to create meaning. This was the next major hurdle. The researchers developed an advanced AI model that could analyze the context in which glyphs appeared. It looked at which glyphs often appeared next to each other, just like how in English, the letter Q is almost always followed by a U. By analyzing the structure of entire sentences and passages from the already translated parts of the codices, the AI began to predict the meaning of unknown glyphs based on their position and surrounding symbols. It was like a superpowered game of fill-in. The real breakthrough came when they unleashed this AI on the untranslated sections of the codices. The AI began to propose translations for glyphs that had stumped experts for generations. It wasn't just guessing, it was making educated hypotheses based on all the patterns it had learned. For example, it might identify a glyph that frequently appears in passages about farming and astronomy and hypothesize that it relates to a specific season or agricultural festival. These weren't final answers, but they were incredibly powerful leads. It was like having a research assistant who could read every known Mayan text simultaneously and point out connections no human could possibly spot on their own. So, what are some of the secrets this AI has helped uncover? The initial findings are nothing short of spectacular. Researchers are now re-evaluating entire sections of the Madrid Codex, which is largely a book of almanacs and horoscopes. The AI helped identify glyphs related to local deities and specific rituals that were previously misunderstood. We're getting a much clearer picture of the regional religious practices of the Maya, showing they weren't a single, monolithic culture but a diverse tapestry of city-states with their own unique beliefs. It's like discovering that different towns had their own patron saints and holidays that we never knew about. One of the most exciting areas is the Dresden Codex, famous for its incredibly accurate astronomical tables. It tracks the cycles of Venus with precision that wasn't matched in Europe until centuries later. The AI is helping to decipher the annotations surrounding these tables. It's proposing meanings for glyphs that could be instructions for shamans or priests on what ceremonies to perform during specific celestial events, like a solar eclipse or the rising of Venus as the morning star. It's the why behind their astronomical obsession. They weren't just watching the stars, they were living by them. And now we're finally starting to read the instruction manual. This collaboration between human experts and AI is what's truly revolutionary. The AI isn't replacing the epigraphers, it's empowering them. It provides them with data-driven suggestions, and the human experts then use their knowledge of Mayan culture, history, and art to validate or reject the AI's proposals. It's a partnership. The AI can crunch the numbers and find the patterns, but the human provides the intuition and the deep cultural understanding. Together, they are decoding history faster than ever before. This process is helping to fill in the gaps in the Mayan dictionary, adding new words and meanings that enrich our entire understanding of their world. What does this mean for the future? Well, this technology isn't just for Mayan hieroglyphs. It could potentially be applied to other undeciphered ancient scripts. Think of the mysterious script of the Indus Valley civilization, or the cryptic Linear A from ancient Crete. These are languages that have held their silence for millennia. With this AI-driven approach, we now have a new tool, a new hope, for finally hearing the stories they have to tell. We are standing on the brink of a new golden age of archaeology and linguistics, where technology allows us to have a conversation with the distant past. The story of the Maya is far from over. Thanks to this incredible fusion of ancient texts and artificial intelligence, we are adding new chapters to their history.